Good evening again, everybody, and welcome back to Viking Racing League Season 4, Race 6. And we are here at the glorious sunny Interlagos in Brazil. I say we're the Viking Racing League. I think it must be more like the Amateur Settings League. Had a bit of a mishap, and that's why we're a little bit late today. But we are here. Drivers are coming out of the pits and getting ready to do their first run out. Doing a mixture of tyres here. A few doing mediums, a few doing softs. Someone on the inters. For those that are not sure why people do inters, it saves you a set of tyres. And for me specifically, I like doing a really slow banker lap because it sets you a target with your delta for your next couple of runs if you're doing another couple. And I just seem to go a bit faster. If I go full on my first run, it doesn't really give me a target to go by. But there's a target here for Danny, who's going to be starting his first hot lap. And what we'll do is we'll jump on board and show you a hot lap. Hopefully he'll make it all the way around, so we'll do that as he goes over the start-finish line. Down to turn 1 and 2 as you hit the centre S, as you start going downhill. This is a hilly track built around a load of hills. It looks a little bit rusty as he goes round the Curva del Sol. Large, long, round-shaped left turn down the Rica possibly with the DRS open. We'll see some overtaking opportunities going down to turns 4 and 5 to see the Interlagos. Again, you're going downhill on this part of the track, and then you start rising up, climbing uphill behind the pit buildings as you open up the corner for turns 6 and 7 of Paradora. And we might see some late breakers going into turn 8 of the Little Orange, which is the slowest part of the circuit. Luke, nice and smooth round Pinarino. A little bit of a wiggle on the steering wheel there from Danny as we're going round Duckbill. And then swoop round turn 11 come the end of sector 2, which you've got a 52 flat. And then you want to open up the corner here for junction. This is where you want to get the best exit. Most of the overtaking opportunities will happen here. Open up that DRS as we come round the finish lap. Stay on the left hand side to make the lap as short as possible. And he comes home with a 1:09.1. And I can safely say that will not be the fastest lap of this session, as Kiza beats him by a whole second with a 1:08.1. Kiza just couldn't brake in time. You don't want to. Oh, we've lost Papa Rim already. He's given himself a rim job, and we've lost him. He's a goner. Spencer of Wolves on his inters gets a 1:13. He can do better than that. He might be nervous. As nervous as a lone altar boy in front of a priest. Keys in the Williams setting the pace currently, as we've got a few 109s. I am predicting potentially a 107, mid 107s as the Skyline is invalidated and is looking to do another lap potentially. 107s to be the pole, but mid 107s, but we shall say he's invalidated at the end of his lap, so yeah, he's not going to be doing another one here. Everyone else that hasn't set a lap is in the pits. Will anyone else be trying to do a flyer? Kiza is not. Oh, my soul! I felt my soul leave my body. Haas is looking good at the moment in P2 and P3 provisionally. Alpine's the same, so no one's setting a hot lap here. We'll check with Vigo's looking quite slow on these mediums. Yeah, everyone's in an in lap now. 1 or 2 trying to mediums then. I'm saving himself a set of softs for the race. Vigo, current league leader on 126 points. His closest rival is Tortuguita. I hope I said that right. Tortuguita. In the Alpine, he's got 20 points gap behind Vigo. We'll jump on with, I think Mad Mark is Next wants to do a hot lap in the Rari. He's crazy. He's mad. He comes around the centre S. It's nice and smooth from here. You want to cut this turn 2 as much as possible to open up turn 3. But also, you don't want to take too much curb and lose yourself by putting down too much throttle. Down to Interlagos. Again, looks nice and smooth as you start that sector 2. Climb uphill to Ferradura. Looking very smooth. It also, this sector, it's kind of like a roller coaster with it going up and down, left and right. It also looks really slow. It looks slower than you actually are. Mad Mark and his Ferrari teammate, of course, chasing for the Constructors' Championship. They're only a point behind the Alpine team currently, with 6 races left to go, including this one. It's all to play for. It's looking pretty slow to me. And it's slightly slow. Then Giza with a 108.4. So decent lap for him. I didn't give him enough justice. So we're going to be West. I like to be East, but he likes to be West. Coming round turn 11 now. And is sector 2. I've got to support the Red Bulls in the league. I race on Mondays. I'm in the Red Bull. We are leading the Constructors. We're going for it. And 2B West is going for it. It's looking okay. Can he break the top 3? He doesn't. He goes P5 with a 109.3. Surely there's someone that can break into the 107s. Oh, it's a Saka Sayers. Sassy little bitch. As it's coming round. Again, turn 10, turn 11. And that is looking slow. I think he's made a mistake somewhere. So is he trying to do another lap? Save himself from the RS. And go again. Got the current provisional pole sitter going out for another out lap to do his second run. We'll jump on someone that is actually on a hot lap. Who's ahead? It is Hawkeye. So we'll stick with him, see how he's getting on, see if he can improve. Some Mercedes or Spencer Walls, I think, getting out of the way. People on a hot lap. You don't want to hamper anyone's hot lap, or there may be penalty involved. And he's 6/10 up on his current time, so he's found plenty of time, which will get him up to P3 with his current time. Can he find any extra time down the straight? Around Cafe. Crosses the line. He does go up to P3, the 108.8. So found an extra 10th in that last sector. And Vigo goes up to P3, and that's eclipsed by Danny, the 108.5. Got now Alpine of Tortuguita. No, it's Sakasaz, I think, who's going around again. He goes up to P6 on his second run. And Tortuguita was down on his time, and he's even more down now. Shaking his ass on junction. Get those dollar bills out. You get paid good money for that. And he'll jump straight in. Skyline is down. Spencer Wolves. He's on his first actual dry run with dry tyres. Still yet to see Trucker. He's out of the way, so he's not even on the hot lap. This guy's too nice. Giza down on his time by 800ths. Couldn't improve. He's got 3/10 on Mad Mark. But there is plenty of time to find on this track. Spencer Walls, is he going to look at doing another lap here? Or is he going to dive in and switch to some fresh softs? He's going again. He's going for it. Let's see what he can do then. He's got to beat that 1:13.6 because they are an intermediates. If he doesn't, he's an absolute waste man. Coming around Curve of the Soul. Open up that DRS. Post your letters in that letterbox. You've got mail. There he is, 8/10 off after the first sector. If it was me, I'd expect a bit more from Inters to softs. Up round the Ferradura as you go up, and then back downhill, down the little orange. It's nice and smooth around Pinarino. Looking good. How much time is he up now? This will give us a true reflection. He's 3 seconds up, 3.1 seconds up, which keeps him on the 1:10s, but he would have got so much more time getting traction off that final corner of the junction. I say the fact that it's not the official one, Cafe's official one, but he goes. You want to stay left as far as possible to get a shorter distance to the line. It's a 1:10.1, so still some time, but they weren't fresh softs. Let's jump in with, oh my soul, can he meet up with his teammate in P3? Paradora. This is a slow part of the track, but you are 68% of the time on full throttle on this track. So it's by no means slow. One of the shortest tracks on the circuit. In regards to times, by the way, not distance. Just coming across the line. Can he find any extra time in this last sector? He does not improve on P7. We'll jump on with Mad Mark in the Rari, who's just under 1/10 up, which won't get him to P1. He's got to find another 3/10. If he wants that P1. He's got almost 2/10. Is there any more in his fuel tank to get over the line here? DRS is open. Stay left. He does it. And improves his time to 1:83. But still 2/10 off Keyser. So Keyser has put his marker down. What can Mark's teammate Vigo do? 9% current championship leader. To Tortuguita, who's down in P9. He drives straight in, knows that he can't improve on his time. So goes in for some fresh tyres. We will jump on to his rival, who's made a mistake, I think. Will he do another hot lap here? He's over. He's 8/10 down on his championship rival here. And there's only 2 thousandths up on his time. So, oh, that looked bumpy. This is, of course, a bumpy track. Makes the braking zones quite tricky. Oh, and it also going down round Ferradura is quite tricky as well. Shook his ass like he was on a dance floor. Tubi West has gone as well. Drivers finding it tricky. Have they got the correct setup for this track? Or are they just pushing so hard that they can't keep it on track? Because Hawkeye too has been pushing the limits and has invalidated his time. Has he got time? Has he got some more tyres to go back into the pits? Or is he going to go for another hot lap? But just under 3 minutes left of this quali session now. We're going to see the last drivers in the pit come out for the final hot lap. He does go for another hot lap. We'll see what he can do. On the centre S's. Nice to see a bit of sunshine in Brazil. This track is known for its temperamental weather conditions, rapid change and unpredictable conditions. It's known as Land of the Drizzle for its location. Like I said, it's built on hilly land, quite high up from sea level, so you get some very temperamental weather. Might have it for the race, who knows? Around the sector 2, under sector 2 as he improved. He's half a second off, which would take him to potentially provisional P2, unless he's got some extra time in this last sector. The inside crosses the line. Does he get P1? He goes P3, so he's lost some time. Lost some time. Who we've got next coming round? Looks like it is Danny. Or is it an RB Skyline? No, invalidate Toby. So it is Danny. We'll see what he's doing. He's slightly up on his time, just under a tenth. That could get him up to P3. Above Hawkeye. Let's see what he can do. Can he find some extra time, get himself up to P2? He crosses the line and does go P3 with a 108.4. Great lap from him. Got Sacco, who's slower. Slower as well for Skyline. So he's not going to improve. He's going to do another lap. Keys was invalidated. He'll be kicking himself for that. He'll want to improve his time. We've got a Haas next to him. Oh, my soul, who's down on his time, so he's not going to improve. We've got the two Ferraris now. First one is Mark, who has improved on his time, but not his position. Vigo's jumped in the pit, so he's not going to improve on his time. Spencer Walls has improved in his position. Who we've got next coming round? Kiza has invalidated again. He's diving in. I think it's the Red Bulls now. 2B's invalidated. Skyline's invalidated. Can everyone stop invalidating? Invalidated. Oh my god, everyone's invalidated. This is an anticlimax of extreme proportions. As Sacco ends up P5 with a 185. Be happy with that. Skyline, it will not improve. Oh, my soul will not improve. Just left with Tortuga, who dives in the pit. So, the guy that's in P2 in the championship starts P10. We're 109.5. Everyone pushing the limits and invalidating their laps. And what we have here, folks, Giza on pole for your race at Interlagos. Congratulations to him. With a good 0.2 advantage over Mad Mark in second. We'll wait for everybody to get in the pits and get settled. And of course everyone will have put their setups on, but they'll do some little tweaks in the garage with under park Ferme conditions, which means you can adjust your differential, you can adjust your front wing. So that's about it. Congratulations. Head to Giza. And Sacco Saz is in P5. We'll go through your grid for the race. Giza in P1 with a 108.1. Great lap from him. Even though I reckon he could have improved on his final run if he didn't invalidate. Mad Mark joined him on the front row. Got Danny and Hawkeye in row 2. Sacco in P5 and Vigo in P6. Oh my soul in P7. 2B West in P8. Skyline P9 and Tortuguita round off the top 10. We've got Spencer Walls P11. Trucker in P12. And Papa Rim Job rounding off the grid. Both the last two not setting a time. And it looks like we've got a dry race as well, or at least to start with. No temperamental conditions here. And like I said, there'll be drivers who'll be just tweaking their cars, setting their fuel loads, sorting out their strategies. If it was me, it is a one-stop race, of course. Unless a safety car comes out, then you've got some considerations to make. I'd probably go medium to soft, or if you want to be racing, maybe soft to hard. I don't know. It depends on your tyre wear, how you look after your tyres. You don't want to start on the hards though. It'd be like bringing a fart to a shit fight. They'll be absolutely useless. It's dry conditions. There's 13 drivers in the grid. There's no point in starting on hards. This is Viking Racing League, of course. A fun fact about Vikings is that all the days of the week are named after Viking gods. We're on Tuesday, so it's named after the Viking god Tyr, who was the god of war. Everyone who wonders who Odin was Wednesday. Wodin's Day. Take that home. Tell your kids. Every day's a learning day. So we're waiting for these drivers to adjust their settings. I'm really chuffed for Geezer. I've known him for a few months, racing a different league, and he'll be as happy as a seagull with a chip, getting that pole. Can he convert that into a race win? We'll see. While we're waiting for people to get onto the grid, here's something to think about. If you get two bald men, put their heads together, it looks like an ass. You're not going to unsee that now. I say the championship's all to play for. Alpine currently leading the constructors. Hawkeye and Tortuguita 1 point ahead of the Ferrari boys of Vigo and Mad Mark. It's crazy how tight it is halfway through the season. It just shows the great performance from all drivers involved. It's always nice to have a full grid. I do know it's difficult to recruit drivers and maintain drivers. And it's unfortunate for the drivers that are lone representatives of their constructor, who are trying to get as many points on the board for their team. But, you know, realistically, you can't fight for those constructors if you don't have a teammate with you. It's a medium to high downforce track, this, so you've got to think wisely how you're going to have your setup. You've got the high speed straights with the DRS zones, but you've also got that technical midsection to navigate. And it is possible to overtake if you do go too slow. If you sort your setup for the straights as your main priority, you are at risk of getting jumped through the roller coaster sector 2. But that does also mean you'll be an absolute bullet train down that back straight. I think someone's gone for a shit. That doesn't take this not long normally, especially for 13 races. Let's see if anything's happening. Apparently it's a 5-minute break. I don't know why people need breaks. It's a game. We're done in an hour. What does everyone need a break for? Was it that tense qualifying? Let's get on this track. Let's do some racing. My hands are red raw from rubbing. Not rubbing my penis. They're rubbing together. 'Cause I'm ready for a race. Looked very tight in that midfield, to be fair. There's probably about a second in it from the top 8, I think it was, top 10. So all you've got to do is stay on that DRS. There'll be a train. Let's get underway. Come on, guys. We don't need this long break. Let's go. 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 This track, of course, has been with us since 1973, where the first GP was held and won by Emerson Fittipaldi, an absolute legend. Who will win today? If anyone's watching, put in the chat who you reckon your podium sitters will be. I'm gonna back Keys Geezer for the win. And it's straight into the race. We're not doing a formation lap. A big call off guard. And it's away. And everyone looks like they got away reasonably well. Skyline's dropped 4 places, so I don't think he was ready. And Papa Rim, giving himself a rim job, and he's giving himself a bad rim job, and he's dropped tobacco grid again. As Mad Mark has jumped Keys Geezer up to P1. But everyone looks like they have got away well. Caught me off guard there. I expected a formation lap as Vigo and Tubi West battling. Vigo makes the move just ahead of Ferradora. Papa Rim has managed to overtake. The Tortuguilla has gone off track in his span just before Little Orange and has gone to the back of the grid. I think that's from loss of traction and pushing hard. But he's got some time to make up in clean air now. Got a mixture of strategy here. Vigo, the only driver, starting on the hards. He's going for the quickest second stint. He needs to stay with these front runners then, otherwise it's not worthwhile. We've got Tubi West and Oh My Soul making the overtake over Tubi West, both on softs, and Spencer Walls also. As the Aston Martin looks to fight back in the centre rest on the inside. The Red Bull giving plenty of room and goes off the track to avoid him, ends up colliding anyway, but has lost the position, and that has left him vulnerable to the McLaren of Papa Rim. And Red Bull making a big move of Tubi West, carbon fibre flying everywhere. That was a big move, and I don't think he saw Papa Rim. He must have a really low car because his floor is flying everywhere, but he did not see Papa Rim and just turned straight into him. But, Mad Mark has gained the advantage over Keezer and the Williams. They've broke free from Danny in P3 from DRS. So you do have a current front 2 at the moment. Will we see any overtakes now down this DRS zone? It is a soft to medium, or medium to soft, as Keezer gets the current fastest lap, followed by Vigo. And the door was closed there by Mad Mark. There's a second opportunity here for Keezer. Skyline makes overtake on Spencer. Keezer looking the outside of turn 4 as the opportunity for an overtake. But Mad Mark positions his car well, and Keezer does make the overtake on the outside. Great move from him, and Mark leaving him plenty of room. Big train behind us, that Red Bull of Tubi West looking racy on Papa Rim job. It isn't close enough now to make the move. Oh, look at that camera. I like that camera view. That was lovely. So we've got a train now from P3 down to P10. I think we'll see this for a while as Tubi does make that move on Papa Rim, whether that was some contact or Rim making a mistake. Only the stewards will know after the race. Kiza is under threat now from Mad Mark going down to turn 1. Will Mark make the overtake going on the inside? He knows better of it and just slots in behind. Sacco. Great overtake from oh my soul. But Soul will look to try and fight back on this second DRS zone. As Danny is under threat from Hawkeye and positions his car back smack bang in the middle of the track and stops the overtake. And V goes right up on the gearbox of Hawkeye. You can smell what he had for dinner yesterday. And nearly outbreaks himself. Trick one here with everyone on different tyre compounds. Their braking zones will be different. You've got to pay attention and be wary of the car ahead of you. If you do hit the back of the car ahead of you, it's not their fault, it's yours. You have to be prepared. And Skyline gets the first track limits after on lap 4. How did he do that? Vigo now looking race on his hards. Is he going to look to do an overtake as Danny is under threat from Hawkeye again? Hawkeye on the outside of turn 1, great overtake there. You don't see many overtakes on the outside. But that did put him off the racing line now. And Danny will look to fight back and take that position back. On the inside of turn 4, he does so. And Sacco has managed to make an overtake on Vigo. Vigo fighting back on turn 5. Sacco will have the inside of turn 6 and Vigo slots in behind. Knows better of it, knows there's plenty of the race to go. Great drive from everybody here currently. No, there's plenty of race to go. Very clean, very respectful. It's what you love to see. Bit of a luck up there from the game. I don't think it's from the driver's trucker. Now gets the track limits for penalty. He's now behind Mad Mark. Skyline and Spencer battling. Skyline has dropped back a bit. I think he's come off the track. Keys is not close enough to make the overtake down into turn 1. So we'll follow him through the centre S. As Hawkeye looking the outside of turn 1 again. Oh! And the Haas of Danny has spun off and hit the wall and he's out. And that produces the safety car. Lost traction coming out of turn 1 and just plonked himself in the wall. Oh, he was as graceful as socks on a cat. Oh my days. Unlucky for Danny. He was going so well as well, he'd be absolutely gutted. But that has brought out the safety car. 2B West, you're in a moron. How do you get track limits under a safety car? You deserve that. Now, the question is, because everyone is still reasonably compact, as apart from Skyline, who has pitted onto some hards, will we see anyone jump in the pit? I'd probably see your soft compound tyres jump in. Maybe a medium. Will Vigo jump in and get rid of the hards? Tricky here with the Delta. Again, you're silly. As Mad Mark does jump in, followed by Keezer. Will we see Hawkeye jump in? He carries on. Oh, 2B West is having an absolute mare. As oh my soul carries on, Trucker carries on, Rim carries on. Spencer goes in the pits and Tortuguita jumps in the pits as well. So that's a mistake from Omar Soul, I reckon. Because you're going to have to pit soon anyway on those softs. Rookie mistake from him. The rest on mediums potentially is okay, but all your others jumping on those hards. Vigo, I think he'll struggle to get to the end on those mediums. But I've seen it before. But 29 laps, you're asking a lot. you're asking a lot. Potentially hoping for a second safety car. Hard should get to the end. It's going to be like an ice rink near the end, but as I think did 2B West serve his penalty in the pits? He did, so not much lost there, but it's a stupid penalty again. Colliding with the car ahead of you under a safety car, just don't be an idiot. Keep your distance. So cars are still going round. I think Skyline is pit again. What did you pit off the hards for? Because you're going to have to pit again. You're not going to last the mediums to the end. Silly mistake. Oh, if anyone wants to know, I'm on the Savvy B. Oh, delicious. So they are at the Interlagos track, of course. As what is going on with all this? They decided to pit, so pitting too late here from a McCullen trucker. They should have pit on the last round, but realised they did make a mistake. So the only ones that have not pit, Hawkeye and Papa Rim. We are on, Interlagos, 4.3 kilometre track, anti-clockwise. It used to be that many of the tracks were a clockwise circuit, but it's quite even Stevens now. Just has a bit more of a challenge. Or it's better for the necks. Evens their necks out. I think that's why they've done it. Evens the necks, muscles out for drivers. 15 corners, 10 to the left, 5 to the right. And another little fact for Vikings for you. Vikings did not actually have horns on their helmets. They it was a thing that the Europeans added on to make them seem a lot more scary and fierce. They probably had helmets like they're wearing now in the cars with a visor. Yeah, I disagree too. We're on lap 8. Will the safety car come in? It'll let us know now if it is. Oh, we're going down again. What a waste of... Oh no, it's giving us too late. It's a late call from the safety car. And Hawkeye is the one that will do the restart. But they're going to be, him and Papa Rimjob are going to be under threat from the cars on fresher tyres behind. And with it being a straight, you're going to want to go as late as possible. Of course, with a safety car, you've got to stay at constant speed. You can't concertina. Otherwise, you are under risk of a penalty from the stewards because there's a high risk of accidents being caused. He's gone! Just before the start-finish line. And he's given himself a little bit of a gap. And Mad Mark has made an early move over Papa Rimjob, and he did not want to be held off. And Keith Geese is going to want to follow through as quick as possible, so we can challenge Mad Mark for that P1. The Tortuguita is up to P8, and we've just seen 2 cars go off. Oh my soul in Choco! Oh my soul! And a bit of a collision there, going down the Rita Aposta, and straight into one. We've lost 2 straight away. And we've lost both Haas drivers and the lone Aston Martin. And the safety car is back out again. Ooh, that wasn't great driving, if I've got to say so. Like, come on, lads. You're going down a straight. It was reckless. Right, now the question is, will we see anyone jump in the pits? Hawkeye has got to go in now. Papa Rimjob's got to go in now. Jump on those hards. Will we see the ones on mediums go back onto hards? Time will tell. Hawkeye's got to go in. And he doesn't. He's an absolute idiot. As Papa Rimjob does go in. Who else is anyone else going in? I don't think so. Everyone else has just been in. But everyone else is gone. Rimjob, of course, will come out the end, but he will be on some fresher tyres. So Hawkeye Hawkeye has made 2 big mistakes by not pitting. He's put himself completely out of sync from the rest of the grid. And unless he pits and another safety car comes out later, he's going to be finding himself near the end of near the back of the grid. So we're on lap 10. We're well away from halfway through, and we've had 2 safety cars and lost 3 drivers. I think I jinxed it earlier with saying that everyone was driving fair and respectful and clean, and then we've Danny was a mistake, of course, but I think whatever happened there between Truck and Soul was not great. It's not great at all. Trucker will be a bit unhappy, and the safety car should be coming in again. I'm surprised he's not in. All cars are here. We're going round again. Right, okay. Thanks, Codemasters, for wasting a lap. Yeah, a bit of a shake-up then, considering last week's grid at Abu Dhabi. Our podium sitters last week was Papa Rim getting P1, Nim Trucker, who's now crashed out, who got P2, and Hawkeye, who's your current leader, but still has to pit, got P3. So it'll be hard to say if any of these will get on the podium this week. Well, I tell you what, Trucker will definitely not be. Ooh, sick burn. I'd say, yeah, I didn't get to finish my podium before, did I? Okay, from now, I'm going to say my podium sitters are P1, Kiza Giza. I'm going to go Sacco P2, and I'm going to go Torgu Gita P3. Now I normally only get 1 out of the 3 right on my predictions. So who will it be? Who will it be? Safety car's got to be in now. It does. Nice early call this time, thank you. And Hawkeye's leading us off again. Cars behind, all on fresher tyres. We'll want to get past him as soon as possible. I still think it's a mistake. He's not going yet. He's just straightened his car off. He's teasing. He's tickling the balls. He's working him up. And he's going to go as late as possible. Of course, you can't overtake until the start-finish timeline. And he's gone. Mad Marquis are following through. Sacco following through. Vigo following through. And Hawkeye gets himself a penalty, so that would not help his podium ambitions, even though he's still got to pit. And Mark is right up on his gearbox. Look, and Hawkeye positions his car absolutely lovely. As Rim makes the overtake down the Rita Aposta on Skyline, going up to P9. 2B West doing the same on Tortuguita. Tortuguita dropping back. He's not managed to warm his tyres at all, unless he's got damage. He's going so slow. As he's dropped down 3 cars now. He must have some sort of damage. He doesn't look like it. Now that's unexpected. There's your top 5 as Skyline has now made the overtake on 2B West. Maybe 2 West letting him go, knowing that he is slightly quicker. DRS is now enabled, 1 lap after the safety car, and Mad Mark has managed to make the overtake on Hawkeye, who's a little bit of a slip. His tyre is 12 laps old, as he lost a bit of grip on there. And Kiesa will look to try and make this overtake now, going down to turn 4. Can he make this move? He cannot. Teammate Sacco taking a look on Vigo as well. But no one managed to make him able to make that overtake. And we'll follow each other through sector 2, unless you've got a big advantage and speed advantage, as Keyser taking a look at Hawkeye already, trying to get past him before that DRS zone. And Hawkeye's been dropped out of that DRS zone of Mad Mark. Keyser will be shouting at him to get it out of the way. But it should be easy pickings now going down to turn 1. We'll see if this happens. Hawkeye spunked all his ERS. You can see his light flashing as Sacco makes the overtake on Vigo, going up to P4. The Williams driver's looking strong at the moment. As Papa Rim Job makes the overtake and makes it stick on the outside side of turn 1. 2B West has sped in the pit lane. You absolute goon. You get an Italian hand gesture because it's an easy penalty to avoid. And Keyser makes that overtake going inside of turn 4. Forces Hawkeye wide a little bit, and his teammate Sacco follows him through. And does Vigo make the overtake as well? Hawkeye has position on the track and keeps his P4. But aggressive overtake there from Keyser. I would say, wrong word. It wasn't aggressive. He had the speed, he's got the tyres. It's just Hawkeye couldn't really fight it and ended up going wide because of it. Mad Mark now with a 2-second advantage over Keyser. Coming out of junction. Keyser's going to want to close this gap now, but he knows he's under threat from the cars behind. He's got the train of Sacco, Hawkeye and Vigo. He's going to want the help of his teammate to hold up the cars behind, but his teammate will also want a challenge for P2. Doesn't make the overtake, but Vigo does make an overtake on the inside of turn 1 on Hawkeye. And Vigo's right up behind Sacco now as Rim Job makes the overtake on Spencer. Spencer tries to avoid him and goes off the track of turn 2. Probably get a warning for that as well. But they will fight back now, going down to turn 4. And as you were, go sniffing the gearbox off Sacco. Mad Mark pulling away, 2.3 seconds ahead now, and it seems Keyser may have dropped his teammate Sacco as well. As Sacco loses traction coming out of the Duck's Bill, and that gives an easy overtake for Vigo in the Ferrari. As Spencer losing a place to Skyline. Coming out of junction. We'll have DRS though. Remember, you can only do one defensive move. Skyline takes the inside and it's easy overtake for Spencer. But then Tortuguita is looking to follow him through on the inside of turn 1. Looking to overtake the Red Bull, but rides the curb too much. And Skyline ends up getting track limits, going offline and off track, and lets Tortuguita through. And 2B West there having a bit of a mare. I think he's pit. Probably a bit of damage, goes onto fresh mediums. We're going to have to see Hawkeye jumping in the pit soon onto some hards. Mad Mark and Ferrari making that gap bigger. Now 2.7 seconds on Keyser in P2. Vigo on those mediums. Close the gap on Keyser within DRS now. Can he make the overtake going down to turn 1? I still think that Vigo has to pit again though. And he does make a clean overtake. Keyser will follow through and try and fight back. Going down the Rita Costa. As Hawkeye does pit. It's a bit late. Better late than never though. Keyser stays in P3. I think with these two battling will bring his teammate Sacco in place. So we guys to Tortuguita down the Rita Aposta, makes that overtake on Skyline, and Spencer Wolves goes wide and would not have helped his advantage over Tortuguita. Not close enough to make a mistake. Not close enough to make an overtake, sorry. We'll check on Keyser. I don't think he's close enough again. Jumps in that slipstream and we'll get up to about 2/10 behind. Russ is not close enough to make that overtake. We'll try again, going down Rita Aposta. He's got a run on him now. He's going to look on the inside. He's not close enough. But knows he's got a long length tire advantage over. Skyline takes his position back from Tortuguita down into turn 1. These two battling until the end. As we were, they're going down turn 5. Turn 5, turn 4. I'm crazy. We've got a yellow flag, and it's a Red Bull of 2B West, and he's lost traction on turn 1. And that's a third safety car. That's a third safety car for the 13 drivers. Oh, not great that. And Keyser, your pole sitter today, will not like that. Because everyone, I think, will pit now and jump on some fresh mediums. Mad Mark's in, Keyser's in. Sacco carries on, decided to stay on the hards for track position. Mad Mark going on the hards. I would have jumped on some fresh mediums here, as Vigo does, Keyser does, Papa Rim, everyone else is in. Apart from Skyline, who carries on through. He's on old mediums. He should have pit. These guys need a bit of education here. Hawkeye's jumped onto his hards again. He's got himself up to P6. Papa Rim job on fresh mediums. Spencer on fresh mediums in his invisible gearbox. It's like a ghost wipe. And then Tortuguita right up behind him at the back of the grid on fresh mediums. So yes, third safety car. Unexpected, I've got to say that. I think we'll probably be doing another lap under the safety car. With a few cars trying to join up to the queue. I'm thirsty. I finished my wine, but I haven't got time to go and get another one, so I will wait. As we go around another lap, as Skyline decides to pit now, a lap too late again. These guys need to have pit with conviction, and you'll be in with a good shout. So, I think Sacco is under threat here. I think his podium is under threat here, staying on those used hards. He's still got to do another 16 laps. He should have pit onto some mediums. So Sacco will be doing the safety car reset in P1, which I think should be in this lap. Mad Mark in P2 on the hard, so Vigo now, I'd say, is looking favourite alongside Geezer on those fresh mediums. Hawkeye, those 3 lap old hards. Rim Spencer Wolves, Tortuguita on mediums, and then Skyline on his hards again. All to play for still. We are now over halfway. There's 16 laps to go. I'd have to say my predictions now, as the safety car is in, is I'll go Vigo P1, Giza B2, and Mad Mark in P3. So what will Sacco do? It makes sense to do a late start again, otherwise you'll be on threat from the slipstream. Mad Mark behind, looking racy, looking ready to go. And Sacco does go. And the cars behind aren't close enough to make the overtake. You can't overtake until you get to the timeline anyway. And everyone seems like they've got through safe and sound. But Mark is looking to do that overtake down the route to Aposta. There's no DRS until the next lap. But we'll look to try and do the overtake into turn 4. And he does. Sacco leaves him plenty of room, but gets himself offline. And Vigo just follows him through. And is now battling his teammate. Goes off onto the grass. Wasn't left enough space by his teammates. And we've got Ferrari, Williams. And Sacco gets out of the way of his teammate. And gets out of the way of everybody. You don't do that. You don't work, you let everyone pass for. It's the thing about letting your teammate pass. You do it at your own. Don't do it at your own detriment. As Skyline and Tortuguita jostling for position for P8. So we do have a train on our hands now. And Spencer has been dropped by that train. So we do have a 5-car race for P1 as Vigo makes the overtake up to P1. Now DRS's neighbour Kiza and Hawkeye battling. And Hawkeye loses traction. Stays out of the wall. Keeps himself going. I don't think there was contact, but there was loss of traction. And Giza now has P3. Papa Rim in P4. Back to the grid early in the race. It just shows what happened when you've got perseverance. You end up getting yourself into a position higher up the grid. As Sacco pushing Spencer around the corner. You want to try and get overtake this overtake as quick as possible, as he's under threat from Skyline behind. And Hawkeye both with penalties. So we want to get past these drivers as quick as possible and get that gap ahead. Kiza is right up behind Mad Mark, wanting to take that P2 back. Kiza on these softer compounds compared to the hards. And isn't close enough to make that overtake. As Hawkeye does make an overtake on Skyline. And has to make a void. An avoided line from Sacco ahead of him, but is put back under threat from Skyline. As Kiza looking to do an overtake down in turns 4 and 5, but isn't close enough to Mad Mark to maybe make it stick. And that has brought Papa Rimjob in play. Mad Mark is still in DRS range of Vigo, but with all the battling that these three will be doing, we'll just give that advantage to Vigo. And round up Bill on lap 23. And round the turn 12 of Junction. It's all still within DRS range. Or has Mark just dropped out of it? Think he might have, we'll see. He doesn't have DRS, which will give Geezy the advantage to go back up to P2. And that's a great overtake from Kiza, who's also brought himself back up in range of Vigo. Whether it was a mistake from Vigo or the power of the DRS. But the wings are open, post your letters, you've got mail. And we've got a 4-car race here for P1 for the podiums positions. And Sacco. We've got a 5-car race here for P5. It'll be a bit hard. Hawkeye and Skyline with those penalties, but they're not going to give it up. as Hawkeye goes on the inside of Ferradora on Sacco. Great overtake. You don't see him often there. Skyline. Stalking Sacco. And will Keyser make this move on Vigo? We'll have the DRS has gained an advantage as Hawkeye does make an advantage jump on Spencer, and Keyser does make the overtake on Vigo and down to turn 1, makes it stick, and it's jumped both Ferrari boys to get himself up to leading the race. Vigo will want to have his say to take the position back in turn 4, but stays in spots behind. Peter out to go Gasol ahead of Skyline and has a look on Sacco, but isn't close enough to make the overtake. I think Sacco made an avoiding move as Skyline goes wide as well. You don't want to go out too wide too often, you'll get dirty tyres. As Skyline goes bombing round and cuts the corner of Little Orange, trying to make the overtake. And has to give the position back because it would have been an illegal overtake, even though the game punished you. You've got to watch these corners, Skyline. Curbs are there as your reference. Don't go over them, otherwise you get penalties and warnings. Top tip as Vigo makes the overtake again on Giza, and Mad Mark follows him through on the inside turn 1, smashes his back wheel against the wing of Giza. Of course, the Giza goes offline and wide, and that will open up the overtake for Papa Rim to get onto the podium positions. Looking on the inside turn 4, but doesn't have enough to make the overtake. Does Giza have damage? Doesn't look like it. Looks okay to me, which keeps him in contention. That's another penalty for Hawkeye. Tortuguita makes the overtake down turns 4 and 5 on Sacco. Gets himself up to P7. Looking some decent points here for the Alpine boys. So Ferrari are looking quite dominant at the moment in comparison to that championship, Constructors' Championship. DRS is open. Vigo will be under threat again now from his teammate. Will his teammate follow him through, or will he look to make the overtake down to turn 1? He does, and his teammate doesn't contest it too much. He's well wide to avoid collision, and Kiza will have a good run in now down the Rita Aposta. Vigo will want to take his position back. Well, like I said, any of these top 4 now can jump on the podium. At the moment, you've got the 2 Ferrari boys and Giza. As we're coming around the roller coaster. Everywhere for the guys. At the back of the formation. There's Skyline looking again on an overtake on Little Orange. Looking on the inside of Pinarino, it's not always a great place to overtake there, and has a little bit of a collision with Sacco and puts himself offline. You don't want to be doing that every lap. As we've got Vega now following Mad Mark through, and they're switching positions as they did last lap. He's the under threat from Papa Rim. He's not, but he's a bit closer now to the Ferrari boys. They're all a little closer now, as the Ferrari boys switch in position again. And Giza has to slam his brakes on risk of colliding with Vigo. And we've got a yellow flag, and that's Sacco. The Williams has lost it on turns 1 and 2. I think all drivers have lost it on turn 1, and it's brought out another safety car. Wow, wow, wow. Another safety car. Now I think everybody that's got anything about them now will pit for soft tyres. because with there only being 8 cars, if you pit now and go to the back, doesn't matter. If you're on soft tyres and the cars ahead of you haven't pit, you'll scream past them. So let's see what everyone will do. I can't believe it. Another safety car. Another safety car. So let's see. Mad Mark, does he go in? And of course the Ferrari boys will have to stack. Both they don't. Keyser does. Papa Rim does. Oh, Papa Rim. And that will be a removed penalty. Papa Rim ramming into the back of Keyser, pushing him over the line. Hopefully Keyser doesn't have to... He doesn't have to do the penalty now. He will get that penalty removed, of course. That's Hawkeye. Tortuguita in. Serving a penalty. Having a wing change. Spencer in. Everyone is in. Apart from the front 2 Ferraris, unless they're gonna... One of them's gonna pit. You're gonna have to say Mad Mark maybe pit with his old hards. But the cars behind are closing in. I would have thought at least one of them would have pit. So they are vulnerable now to the restart. I'd say Keyser will get his penalty removed here. And that is now favourite for the P1. We'll probably be doing another lap here under the safety car to let the other cars join the queue, which will mean we will have a 6-lap sprint to the end once the safety car goes in. So what I am going to do while I wait for the safety car, I'll put some whiskey here, so I can have a little shot of whiskey. Oh, lovely. Just a little quench, the first quencher. As all the cars are caught up now. Putting some heat in the tyres. And you've got to say those 2 Ferraris now, they've got quite a bit of pace on them, but they are under threat from those fresh softs. They've made a move. One of them at least could have pit. And if it was me, I would have for team for the benefit of the team, I would have hit Mark to go on some fresh softs. Especially when the DRS is open, they're going to be under threat. So safety car comes around turn 10, turn 11. And the safety car will be in. It'll blink up now. Thank you. I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, as it's gone really slow. The Ferrari boys just putting the foot on the gas and making really slow. And I don't think anyone expected the queue to halt like that. Bit of foul play there from Ferrari boys, I think. Ego holding up P2, you're not supposed to do that. I could be wrong, but that's what it looked like, to give his teammate an advantage. If it was me, and I was the driver behind, I'd probably have a look at that. And Keyser got himself a penalty. Oh no, that's the 10-second one. Ignore me. I've got ahead of myself. Keyser, you can see the speed of those softs compared, how you can brake later. And he's going to be all over those Ferraris. And that lead Ferrari has not really gained an advantage. They're going to be under threat from these cars behind, especially Kieser and Papa Rim. Come out of junction now. Let's see what cars have got in them. I think we're going to see some action going down to turn 1. Or at least turn 4 when the DRS is active. Mark, I would have, if I was Mark, I would let Vigo go on his mediums. Maybe. Tortuguita up to P7. And he does let Vigo go. As Key's got enough to make the overtake. He looks on the inside turn 4. They leave plenty of room with each other, and that's great racing. You love to see that. And Keyser gets himself up to P2 ahead of Mad Mark. Very opportunity. He saw a door. It was open, and he jumped through. That was great racing. Mad Mark saw him come left. Both left each other plenty of room. He just didn't have enough in his tyres to stick with it. Papa Rim looking to make the overtake on Mark as well. And you've got to say that Keyser is all over the back of Vigo now. 10 lap fresher tyres, softer compound, and he's right on his gearbox. He's already got the speed advantage on him before DRS is open. And he's going to make an easy overtake going down to turn 1. He does so. Papa Rim follows through on Mad Mark up to P3. And some great overtakes there as Tortuguita looking to make the overtake on Spencer. We'll want to repay the favour going down Rita Aposta. Will the Ferrari boys be able to do so? Not close enough, and slightly dropped Mad Mark, who's under threat from Hawkeye. Those hard tyres just have not been able to switch on. And of course they are 14 laps old. Just no comparison. I say it again. At least Mad Mark should have pit. He's just going to end up dropping back at, well, I think at least to P5. Depends if Hawkeye can get past, and although he's got quite a few penalties, so he's going to end up at least P4, so damage limitations, I guess. But we will jump on again as Papa Rim is right up on the gearbox now with Vigo. Can he make this overtake? Vigo will have DRS as well. As Papa Rim gets fastest lap of the race on lap 34. The start of lap 34. You'd like to think that Keyser, with 2.5 laps left, potentially has this wrapped up. But it's his own doing now. He's down to making sure he doesn't make mistakes, making sure as Tortuguita and Spencer battling, as Spencer ends up staying ahead. You've got to say he's got this wrapped up. If he doesn't make a mistake and doesn't get track limits. He's got better traction off the corners, off Duckbill there. Papa Rim again, right up the backside of Vigo. He's going to get better traction off junction. You can see he's got it. He's in his slipstream. He's got slightly more speed. Both will have DRS. And Vigo actually has pulled away from him. Hawkeye making the overtake now on Mad Mark. Mad Mark knows he can't, no point in fighting it too much. With Hawkeye's penalty, we're on the penultimate lap. As Mark will want to get track position for bragging rights and makes the overtake and down into turn 4. Great overtake from him again. And Papa Rim has made the overtake up to P2. I think down turn 4. I missed that by watching Hawkeye. Can Papa Rim take keys? He goes a little bit wide there on turn 10. Can Papa Rim get 2 race wins in a row? After Abu Dhabi last week, he's going to be under threat from Vigo. He's going to be absolutely seething from losing that position. It's right in his slipstream. I think Keys is still quite enough ahead, but Paparim looks on the inside turn one. He makes the overtake. Keys leads in space. And Vigo's looking to follow through as well. Not in his pants. Keys goes wide. Has gone offline, and Paparim has made the overtake, but Kiza will look to try and take that position back. We're on the final lap. This is it now. Can Kiza make the overtake on the outside of turn 4? He goes wide. Has made it stick. Is it cast as an illegal overtake because he was off the track? Only the stewards will know. But he's put him offline. Paparim on the inside of turn of the little orange. Again has made that stick as well. As Vigo's fighting hard with Kiza. As we go around turn 10, Kiza all over the back of Paparim. It's going to go down to the wire. It's all about traction off this final corner of junction. And it looks like Paparim's got better traction off it. DRS will be open. There's going to be tenths. There's going to be hundredths in it. There's going to be thousandths in it. Can Kiza get over the line? It's got a three-way battle for the line. And I don't know who got P2. I think it was Kiza. But Paparim takes the win with under a tenth in it. I think Kiza got P2, but his penalty, it will get rescinded. I think that was P2. Only they will know. I didn't catch it. I'd have to watch the replay. But Paparim gets driver of the day. He gets the race win. Like I said, I think Kiza gets P2 and Vigo P3. But we'll go through our race order. And there's your race winner. Congratulations. Throw that Caprina in each other's faces. There's no spray here. But we'll go through our order. So there we have it. Paparim with your win and your fastest lap. Can I work it out here? 10:103. Actually, I think Vigo got P2 just ahead of Kiza. Whoa, there's I think there's 8 thousandths in it for P2 and P3. Mad Mark will get P4, Hawkeye P5, Tortuguita P6, Spencer P7, and Skyline round off your finishers on P8. And then your non-finishers, your DNFs, Sasako, Tubi, West, Trucker, Oh My Soul, and Danny, who early on, he was quite unfortunate, was running P3. There is your finishers. Oh, what a finish we had to the line. Just over a tenth in your top 3. But congratulations to Paparim, Vigo, and Kiza for your podium sitters. This is Vikings Racing League. My name is Alex. Thank you for joining me. Join us next week where we will be at the Circuit de Catalunya in Spain for race 7. Thank you very much. Peace out.